Welcome to All Things Health and Abundance podcast. This is a podcast where we discuss different health and abundance related issues and come with real tips and advice. Almost everyone out there uses a map on their phone to navigate their surroundings. And this makes traveling, driving, and walking so much easier and effective. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could have a map for our lives? An overview of the best and most fruitful ways for us to be the best versions of ourselves. In this episode, together with Kaja and Torbjørn, we discuss how human design can be the map to our lives. Torbjørn and Kaja are a couple that romanticize their life with an intention to inspire others to do the same. They are world travelers and they work together and help people upgrade and live their best life. They feel that they are here to do the best out of this life on this earth, to really be here in all life experiences. And today they are here discussing human design. Welcome, Torbjørn and Kaja, and I'm really happy to have you here today talking mostly about human design. In honor of this interview, I was actually checking a lot online and I got a couple of free reports sent to my email for myself and for my son so that I could be a bit prepared because I didn't know much about it before I invited you guys. But I feel like I'm a bit more prepared right now. So can you maybe start by telling us a little bit about yourselves and like who you are and your work?
Of course. Thank you so much for inviting us in here, Ada. We are so thankful for being here. Do you want to start?
I feel it's the ladies, the woman should start.
Okay, so where to start? My name is Kaja. I used to work as a real estate. I was really like on the road about like what I thought was the way to success and happiness. And yeah, I always did what I thought I should do without like listening to what I'm supposed to do. There was so many years that my feelings were so suppressed. I was really not happy, even though it looked really good at the outside. I just remember looking around and being like, this is not the way, there's something more. And I remember I started doing yoga, and that was really the way in for me to be like, wow, there's something more. And there's like energy, and I can feel it, and I can feel, and it's not that scary as I thought it was. So that was the road that led me here today.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that
I
yoga
know.
was actually the beginning of this. It was for me as well. So amazing. Yes.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people say that it's like an easy thing to start with,
Yeah.
and you can start with it really easy, and it's just open up like your body, and things starts to happen. So yoga led me to self like a lot of self-studying, and I read a lot of books. I started digging deep into human design, and here I am today using human design as a tool. And yeah, I just live a totally different life from what I did before. And it helped me a lot, and that is why I'm so like in love with the system, because it just shows that we are so different. We are here for different reasons, and yeah, we are here to just express and be ourselves and feel aligned, instead of like pushing through and doing it the opposite way. Yeah.
Okay.
And me, I am Toby. I am me and Kaja we work together. We are business partners, and we also boyfriend and girlfriend. So we are
That's
partners.
inspiring. That's
Yeah. So
inspiring.
actually, we met each other in our previous job. We used to work in finance, So we worked in a bank together. So as we joke, we started having meetings in the bank, giving financial advices to people. And now we have human design readings, we have courses together, we have programs, retreats, and now we give
Oh.
personal advice instead of financial
Yeah,
advice.
it's very
Okay,
So
in
fun.
the form
it's
of
just,
coaching.
yeah.
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 So it's funny how it turns out. So yeah, for me, my name is Torbjørn, or in English, it's easier with Toby. And
Hmm.
yeah, for me, it my ticket into like personal development, self awareness, and that direction was, I think it was around 2019 after I had worked like I think it was 5 years into finance, and I started to feel really like depressed,
Hmm.
less motivated, uninspired. My creativity was gone, and I feel I was doing things based on other expectations and what I think what we were supposed to do to like get success, to be valid, to be seen, to be in approval. But deep inside, I didn't feel happy. I felt like drawn. My energy was like, I felt so tired, not, and I didn't have much energy to be a boyfriend to Kaya, and so yeah, it just faded. So and then yeah, the COVID time arrived, and it gave more time to explore. And yeah, so it was around that time I worked with a co-creator. I worked with a quantum physics coach, co-creator. So she inspired me to think differently and to see that we are creators. We create our reality. We create our belief systems and everything. So I felt at that time I got my my fire back, my joyful life back, but still it was a lot of fear. And because I always have had this yeah, I wanted to be get approval from other people, was always really like wanting people to like me and so on.
Hmm.
So it was still some blocks that I needed to work on. And then my father passed away at the end of 2020, beginning of 2021. So that gave me, wow, life can shift in the moment. So after some times I decided, okay, I need to follow I need to follow my dreams and follow my passion and follow what I want to do and not based on what other people expect me to do. So that led on my journey to yeah, coaching, to human design, and to where I am today.
Hmm.
And it hasn't been easy, but yeah, it's been a road, it's been a ride. Uh, so yeah, that's why I also really like human design, because it explains how your energy functions. It explain how what you're here to do, how you make decisions, and how you can attract more opportunities. And I always have felt that my energy was like ebbs and flows, and that's when I studied and practiced human design. It really explained, wow, it's nothing wrong with me, it's just my energy is more, I need to be more protective of my energy because of my sensitive
Yeah.
design.
Okay.
So
What
that
type are you?
I'm a projector and
Oh,
Kaya is
okay.
a generator.
Okay. Oh, a nice combination, right?
Yeah, that's
It turns out I'm also a generator. I got to know it like 3 days ago, but yeah.
Yay! That's so funny. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. But thank you so much for sharing this. Also, because I think there are many people that are in that place of not being
mm,
happy, but not managing to take that step. So it's very
Mm,
inspiring, I'm sure, for many
mm,
listening to this one to
mm,
this interview. You
mm,
sharing your journey.
yeah.
mm,
And I feel actually what you mentioned there, other people wanna of course be happy, but taking that step into the unknown,
Oh,
into the uncomfortable, that is the main decision. And it feels scary, it feels like overwhelming, because there's a lot of emotions and belief systems that arrives that you need to, wow,
A
handle.
lot of fears.
Yeah, a lot of
Mm.
fears also.
Wow. Can you maybe explain a bit what human design is
Hmm.
and how does it work?
So human design, it's a combination between science and spiritual practices like I Ching, Kabbalah, astrology, and also combines like genetics and quantum physics. So
Is
it's
it
a
Vedic astrology or our astrology?
It's our astrology.
Okay.
Mhm. So it combines different schools into a system, and it gives you. It's based on your time of birth
Mm-hmm.
and the place you are born. So it gives you a roadmap how your energy operates, how your energy is like supposed to manifest, if I can use that term.
100%. And yeah, it really explains that we are so
Mm,
different. Like, yes, we are so similar in how we feel and what we are here to like experience, but also like we are so different by design. And
mm,
it just shows us that how can we just play the game that we got here to play, and we can
mm,
play this game together, and we can co-create, and we can do life so much better. I also feel that how we use human design is that we look at the system and we use the system, but we also use it as empowering as possible, because it's really easy to be like, I'm a projector, I'm supposed to just lay on my sofa, and there's really easy to be like, use it as an um,
excuse maybe.
excuse instead of
Mm.
like
Mm,
empowerment. So we use it really for the best way to really like go out of your comfort zone and doing like what you are supposed to do here.
mm,
Because where the shadow is, and what we are here to do is also what scares us the most.
mm.
Mm.
So basically, human design is a, I like to tell, it's a roadmap of your soul's expression.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Mm,
So this is what, so basically human design explains what my soul decided to do in this incarnation, that
mm,
basically consciously it is very difficult for me to know,
mm,
Mm.
because we, life happens.
Mm.
Even though we actually make life happen, but anyways,
Mm.
life happens and there's so much noise with everything possible that it's very difficult to actually hear that
Mm.
voice of your soul telling you what
mm,
direction you're supposed to take, and human design basically translates that voice.
mm.
100%, and there you have
Oh.
it. So
Yeah.
it's amazing. Yeah, and as you say, like we hear so many things from like people that do this, and this works for me. And human design comes in and tell us that, you know what, maybe this is working for you, but maybe there's like one way for you that is really that is really different from any other type. So it really allows you to do it your way and to find your way. And it's like it reminds you what you already know, but sometimes we need a reminder because we are so conditioned because of the stories, our parents, schools, friends, and everyone else around us. So sometimes we just need a reminder to be like, this is mine now. I remember. Thank
Mm.
you for just
Mm,
reminding, and then like keep on. So basically, human design is a lot about unlearning, because then we can remember, because we are our human design blueprint.
yeah.
Mm.
A big part of human design is deconditioning, stripping off all the layers, and turning inwards and listen to our authority,
Mm.
which are here to guide us, which are here to guide our direction. Uh, and of course, yes, Kaya mentioned we conditioning from school systems, from society, from parents, grandparents, and so on. So we get, we devolve our belief system during our childhood. So, so what human design shows us, it shows also where we are more exposed to conditioning from the outside world, and it also shows, of course, what we're here to bring out to the people or out to the world. So it's a nice like tool if you want to be more aware of yourself, your energy, what you're here to bring out, and also default patterns where you like the shadow side comes in, so
Mm-hmm.
try to talk you out from your purpose or from your direction, because
Mm.
the mind always wanted to be, create stories, want to create reasons, want to see solutions, want to see results, but your soul, thrives actually in the unknown, thrives in the uncomfortable, because in the unknown is where the soul, evolve.
Yeah, and it's all about that.
Mm.
Mm.
I work also with past life regression hypnosis.
Mm.
Mm.
So I'm a big fan of Dolores Cannon, I can say, and in many of her books, she mentions that that's what the soul is coming on
Mm.
earth, because it's a learning platform and evolving platform,
Mm.
much more than a soul could do in any other probably planet or off-site. Like there are souls that decide to just help from
Mm.
above. So yeah, I'm totally with you there. But you mentioned the conditioning, and it starts from day one. So does
Mm.
this mean that this would be a very useful tool for parents having a two-year
Mm.
old?
Mm.
So I'm thinking about that. Like I also got his chart. Of course, it was a free one, which means very generic information.
Mm.
And I noticed that because I got a lot of information that was the same for me and him. So I
Mm.
understand that it's very generic, but like some things were very much like, oh, so he might be like this. So
Mm.
maybe if I act a bit differently because we were opposite in that direction, maybe that would help him.
Mm, I love that. And one of my favorite thing is like parents that are like, I want to use this tool because of my children. And it
Okay.
says so much, and it gives the opportunity to really allow the child to be the person it came here to be from a young age. And that helps so much around like the deconditioning, because he doesn't have the same work, even though of course we get conditioned. But when the parent allow the child to be himself, it just helps so much. And also I loved what you say, because it's really not about you trying to act different, but you
Hmm.
really allowing you to be you, because that will inspire him to be him. And he chose you as a parent, and all he wants to do is Ada to be Ada, and
Yeah.
the one that you came here to be. You don't need to try.
Mm.
What we see is like, as long as we allow them to be who they are free, and that is what actually they need from us.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
the creator of the human design system, he told, or he mentioned, that the system is for the children,
Yeah, because we are so conditioned.
because
So
the grown-up people, we are so conditioned and we are so locked in our belief system and how we are supposed to do things, that it's of course much easier if we can, when a child is born, if we can raise them according to
mm,
their design, so
mm,
they naturally evolve and devolve their gifts and what they are here
mm,
to bring out to the world.
mm,
So that is something we hear a lot of parents tell us. It's a like approval, and they get more aware of their natural state, their
mm,
natural flow, and they encourage the child, of course, to be more in their natural flow and their
mm,
state, because when they
Mm.
are in their natural state and flow, they create, of course, their gifts, what they're here to bring out to the world. So it's
Mm.
also like a nice awareness tool for parents to, okay, see the signs when when the child isn't, in the flow state, in this creative state.
Okay. But does it have anything to do with genetics?
mm.
Yeah, it's human design also have it's based on genetics and also quantum physics. So there are, of course,
Mm.
elements of that in human design system, but of course there are so many. When it comes to children, it's so much more than human design.
Yeah, and that is why
Mm.
we love to like we work a lot about or like work a lot around reprogramming, like
Mm.
really like seeing the stories that we have created and being like, maybe this is not me. And then we can, yeah, we see how it works when we change our beliefs. And when we change, we create so much more and we can be ourselves. But of course, human design is like, this is you and this is the blueprint, but it cannot explain like exactly what we are here to do, because we are the creator, and
Yeah.
like inside this expression we can do so much with it.
Mm.
Mm.
I noticed that, I mean, when you get this map, it is not possible to translate it. It's a lot of numbers. So
Mm.
for me, just getting that was like, whoa, okay. But
Right.
then I got a short translation of different things, and there are points in your body that are closed, like kind of
Mm.
chakras, and
Mm.
points that are open.
Mm.
Mm.
What does that mean?
So the things that are colored, so as you as a generator, you have the sacral colored in. That is what we call also defined centers. um, that is the one
Oh,
that is explaining you, the energy you naturally came in here to this world to express.
so it's not good or bad.
It's
No.
not good or bad, and that is
Okay.
like something that we are so like, you came in with this blueprint and there's nothing wrong, nothing you need to change, exactly what Ada choose for this life to express and to do, like do the karma and doing things the way that you came here to do. So
Mm-hmm.
there's really nothing good or bad, and what you have is perfectly fine, and what is colored in is what we look in, because as you have Ada as a generator, you have the sacral defined, and the sacral is all about desires, having fun, and like really doing the things that lights you up. And that was the soul choosing to come here to really like see what's possible and doing the things that excites you, because that creates an actually energy for you and you can do more.
Mm.
And I'm sure that you have experienced that before. So that is just one thing. And when we look at the undefined centers, where we are open or white, is the centers that we are sensitive to others' energy. And
Oh,
this is
Mm.
the centers we actually can be really wise in,
Mm.
because here we can be like, let us say that I have an open emotional center,
like
and
the
I can be
heart, like
and
the
the
heart. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
open heart, and I can be like really tapped into the wisdom of the world, because the open heart can also be the open ego, and I can feel the
Oh.
heart of others, and I can also feel the ego, like I'm best, oh, like the ego part of
Oh.
Ara. So it's really interesting to see, like when we play with this, there's a gift of being sensitive, because we really can be wise there. All we have to do is to remember that this is not ours, and we can shower it out. We can be like,
Oh.
tap in, but then be like, okay, this is wisdom, but I don't need to carry it.
Okay, so it's so nice that you mentioned that because my son had that, the open heart actually. I didn't.
Aha, yeah,
So it means that open third eye or crown chakra would mean that you can be very easily influenced by
yeah,
thoughts of others.
yeah.
And
Mm.
wow, this is very
Mm,
interesting.
it
Yeah.
is.
And yeah, it's the through the open centers you create awareness,
Mm,
but it's also where you're open, you're more exposed, of course, to others' energy. And if
Mm.
you're not aware, you can think that it is your own thoughts or your own emotions or your own will or your own heart. So that's when you okay, where is my defined centers in my charts? Because where you are defined, that is the energies you are meant to bring out to the world. So that
mm,
is the energy you are meant to focus on, because
Oh.
your defined energy centers, that is where your main gifts is. And that is what
Mm.
the world expects you to bring out to them. And that
mm,
is where you are in your zone of genius when you focus on your defined energy centers. And of course, what combines, because when you have one energy center defined, you need at least one more
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the combination of
the
the,
connection
yeah.
between the centers.
Mm,
And when
That
someone works with you, they get this overview, right?
yeah,
mm.
In
when
an
you
easy way, because the
you
reports, like basically, they can give you a general understanding. And this is what I needed for this
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
mm,
it's a lot of blah, blah, blah that no one cares
exactly.
about.
Mm. There's so much
So,
information, and we have already studying human design for many years, and
Mm,
we still go on this human design journey because it's like a never-ending study because it's
yeah.
always more, and you can dig deeper into that theme, and you experience life and see it from other lenses, and
Mm,
yeah, it's just a super interesting tool.
mm.
Mm.
that's nice. Does it also help someone with knowing what in what places should one live, or what places are maybe not so good to live in?
So
Yeah.
you have something in human design called the environment where your energy thrives,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't tell you, exact places,
That is more like astro chart.
astrocharts.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
human design just explains you where, in what type of environment your energy will thrive.
For example, me, I have shores
Yeah,
and natural shores that will say
Oh.
that I really thrive in places where I can be close to the sea
yeah, and
Yeah.
open.
and open, and the like combining of one environment to the next environment. So it
Mm,
just like tells us that those are places we don't use need to live there, but it
mm.
can be good to
Seek.
yeah, to seek when we need inspiration.
Mm,
Mm.
And one other thing human design can show us is that if we are thriving in maybe living one place and having like the same structure of the day as
mm,
before, or if we are a soul that really love to experience the world, maybe travel around, maybe don't need a base. So
mm,
it just shows us that we are so different, and something works for one doesn't need to work for another.
mm.
Yeah. So, in theory, interiorizing your human design would help you live better, right?
In theory, yeah, like the main thing with human design is if you follow your human design, your strategy. So your strategy in human design is how you attract opportunities, and your authority is how you best make decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So if you, in theory, if you follow your strategy and authority, you will attract the people that are meant for you, and you will see what are correct for you, and you will by then naturally express your gifts to the world.
It's like it's helping you
Mm,
bringing yourself on a more aligned path,
mm,
like you can go with more ease. You, in the world we are told that we have to work hard, we have to do it this way, we have to work so many hours a day, and then we see like maybe not, maybe we just need to do it in a more aligned way.
mm,
So yeah, basically that is what it helps us with. But yeah, it doesn't give you like now life becomes easy, because life is life, and life is not supposed to be like easy, but you can go through it with awareness and ease, and like being curious on the way and being like, this is here for me, what can this situation teach me?
mm,
Yeah. Well, life on Earth is supposed to be ups and downs, anyways, and the ones that are kind of promising something different, I don't know what they're thinking about. Probably they're just bypassing.
Yeah,
mm.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
So it is normal. It made me, yeah, very conscious when I received this and I read that one of the challenges in my life is to find a work that is exactly what my soul came here to do, but actually also to implement it as my main work. And I can testify to that. I've been trying for so long to do something different. I have a master's in business, and I was working in for a big corporation. So, and I tried to really go back to that after my son was born, after mama permission,
Mm.
Mm,
after the permission, like the 1 year you take care of the kid. And it was like nothing was going the way it should go,
mm,
because I wasn't actually following my path. So when I read that, I was like, yeah, it made sense. Even though I felt like I had to be this adult that is providing and is stable and has an 8 to 4 job, because this is,
Books,
The
yeah,
box.
books,
Mm.
yeah.
this is the box that is good for a kid, right?
Mm,
And it didn't work. And then actually reading that in this human design report totally made sense.
I'm so happy to
I can
hear.
I can just imagine how many people are there that are lost and
Mm.
feeling like that
Um,
and not knowing
100%.
what to do about it.
Yeah. You know, that is what I really love about human design, because it really shows us that we all have our genius, and we are here, of course, to express our genius. And it shows, where can we use our gifts. It shows, okay, where can we maximize our potential.
Mm,
And that is, what I feel that most people maybe struggle with, because they don't know where can I like get the best out of me. And I feel
mm,
human design is a really effective tool. It shows, okay, focus on that area, focus on that direction. There you will thrive more than in
Okay.
working against yourself.
mm.
But
So
I'm
it
just
kind of gives a direction
yeah.
where to focus on.
Mm,
Mm, yeah, it absolutely does. And what I really love about it is that it doesn't necessarily like tell you what to do, and it's not that important what you do,
mm,
but who you are in what you do, and that you allow yourself to be Ada and really in a place where Ada feel like lit up and happy and being like wow, thriving, because it again, like even though how deep human design can be and how much we can study it, it
mm,
always comes back to your strategy and authority. And that means like all that human design is here to remember, to remind us about, is that our mind that is so used to taking like all of the decisions, and we have to plan and we have to see the strategy and we have to see how it goes like 5 years ahead in front of us. And what human design tells us is that when it comes to our way, our road here in life, our body is so much wiser than our head.
Mm.
And then our head have more capacity to use on what it's here to be used on. It's going outwards and looking around, seeing like new things or doing things and everything. So it's really about the body is here to tell us, and we will know, but we have to listen, and we have to quiet the mind to really go inside and seeing like, is this for me? And if it's a yes, we will know. And then also to remember that there's no wrong way we can do, and I am sure, Ada, that you really know this, but sometimes we have to go a little further away to the left and then be like, maybe I can go a little bit more to the right again, and then like finding the balance, and we will find our way.
Wow, this was beautiful.
mm.
Have you experienced someone maybe receiving the report or working with you and then having a total aversion to that? Like, no, 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 I don't want to change. Does this happen? Or maybe
Actually,
people
no.
are really open when they come to you already.
Yeah, I feel the people that come and are curious about human design, they're open-minded people, and they
Yeah,
are searching for something.
yeah.
So from my experience, I haven't experienced someone like disagree yet.
That's
Hopefully.
good to hear.
Yeah.
So because I feel, human design is really practical, and it gives like concrete for
So
you,
it's very
your
concrete.
energy is very
Yeah.
concrete to your design is unique towards you. So I haven't experienced people
And
like,
it is unique. Okay.
but of
Yeah, it
course
is.
there are always some people, they don't. Of course, we have our experience, we have our childhood and how we grow
Yeah.
up. So sometimes, of course, you cannot like put an human person in a system. It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Of course.
So, and that is what we really like. We are not putting anyone in a box, and we always say, like, take what resonates and leave the rest.
Yeah.
because if something works for you, keep on doing it, like really. So, and that is something that we explain, and we are really like, in the working together with people, we really have a conversation, and we listen to them, and we hear what they need help with, and we guide them, like not only with human design, but we look at the map and seeing like what can we do different here, and how can you use, like, look at this shadow side and be curious about it.
Mm.
So I
So it's
haven't
a lot of shadow
experienced.
work as well.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Because where we have, where what we are here to express is also what we have a shadow around. So then we can be like really curious to the shadow, because we are like, there's something here. If I'm really scared of being seen, maybe there's like something that we have to overcome. Maybe we can sit with this. Maybe we can like go a little bit out of the comfort zone and allowing ourselves to heal it by like walking the path.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. So they get very specific
Mm.
advice once
Mm.
they
Yeah,
sit
Yeah,
with
it's
you.
really tailored towards your design.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And do they start implementing the changes immediately? I guess people that are open to that do that, right? And have you gotten any feedback how that has affected their lives?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And
Oh, tell me
it's
more.
it's really about like, as we say, like if there's one thing that we want you to like bring with you, is the choices you make, like really listen to your authority, the guidance from your body. So a lot of people say like they start to follow it, and especially like generators, because it's all about like what lights you up, and all about saying no, because when we say no, we open more space for things that are actually aligned to us. But
Mm.
what we see
Mm.
is that one-to-one human design reading, it can help and it will help, but there's almost always a lot of like, again, shadow work and deconditioning. So what we have started with now is to remove just one-on-one readings and do the work, so that we really can go through the process together. And really like, because a lot of the work, as I said in the beginning, is the unconditioning and the no deconditioning,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
unlearning.
Yeah, and see what blocks us for actually going into or live out our design, live out our potential, live out our gifts.
Mm,
So of
Mhm.
course, working with belief systems, working on fears, and so on.
mm,
So basically, you use the human design as a roadmap to uncover the shadows
mm,
and to help people
mm.
Yeah,
like
and also remind them, of course, how they function, and that is
Mhm.
something that so many people have told us. Human design gives them like
Mm,
acceptance of
Mm.
there was never something wrong with me. It was
mm,
just that I didn't suited the way of learning, for example, in the school system, and how we create and how we like make things happen. So it also had a lot of people mention, it's like, give them like inner peace, like a
mm,
Yeah.
approval. Oh, okay, I can be myself,
mm.
which is so liberating.
It is, but also what we see is that human design can also be a new box, and some
Mm,
people are really like, and that is what we
Huh.
have experienced. Like, how can I live this?
mm,
This is my map. How can I do that? And then that can also be a block. So what we usually do is to start with reading, and then we take the human design chart away, and
Yeah.
we work through the
mm,
blocks, and we don't, because again, it can be so like, oh, trying to fit into
mm,
something that you already are, and that can be super hard. So we really have to work through like the stories and the subconscious mind that are like holding us back from actually expressing what we are here to do.
mm.
So that is what we have found out along the way.
Yeah.
But of course, human design is super helpful, and yeah.
Amazing. I love it.
Mm,
So it's a lot of coaching. It's
yeah.
not just getting a map and explaining the map.
Mm,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. What can you help people with, quite concrete, and how can they get in touch with you?
So we help people being more aligned and really working through, like Toby said, like the block and the stories that are holding them back from their flow. So to really create new stories, to really work through the subconscious and create like a whole new life that is based on a thriving life instead of a hard working life, or like a really hard way of looking at life. And the easiest way.
Yeah, and also, work with limiting beliefs, open up for more opportunities, see a new future based on yourself and not based on what you think you need to do, and based on a history and based on false belief systems.
Mm.
So it's more, of course, and here is also human design a nice tool because it gives you, what you're here to bring out. So it's more aligned with your future. And yeah, the easiest way to, you can see us on Instagram,
Yeah.
Torbjørn and Kaja, and we have a home,
Torbjørn og Kaja, eller?
Torbjørn og Kaja.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and everything is in Norwegian.
Yeah.
Are
But
your
we,
Instagram posts in Norwegian too?
yeah, everything
Oh,
is
I didn't
mostly.
realize that. Like I was checking and
Ah,
I follow you guys, but I guess the brain just shifts
yeah.
automatically.
Yeah.
But
I
also,
didn't realize it.
but you can do translate all of the posts and
Oh
everything. And
yeah.
we
Mhm.
personally, we do speak on our personal accounts in English from time to time because we are
Okay.
so much out traveling.
Yeah.
But we have the written analysis in human design,
In
and
English.
now we also have them in English, and that is like
Oh.
a great start to begin, because
Mhm.
it's like so much information really to your specific chart, and it's cheap,
Mm.
and it's really like easy to start with.
Mm. Okay,
Mm.
on your website, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna put Instagram link and website obviously
that's
on the
perfect.
notes, on
Mm-hmm.
the podcast notes. But can you just mention the website?
Yeah,
Is it
it's
Torbjørn and Kaja?
Yeah,
Okay.
torbjornandkaja.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Easy. And
Easy.
okay, anyways, they will be on the
And there
notes.
you can also check your design on our website if
Yeah.
you have
Mm,
never explored your design before.
yeah, interesting, right? It's a place to start. Like this
Mm.
is how I started some days ago.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's a place to start, and
Amazing.
then you were curious about it. And if you want to
Mm.
know more and actually work with beliefs,
Mm.
which
Mm.
is amazing,
Yeah, yeah.
um, then yeah, then you can go more in depth. Oh yeah, you also have a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
We have,
haven't come around to listen to it yet. Is it in Norwegian or English?
it's
Norwegian.
It's
it's
Norwegian,
Norwegian.
and
Ja.
it's called.
Human design med Torbjørn og Kaja.
Oh yeah, so you talk
And
about human design there.
yeah,
Mm.
human design. So if
Cool.
you're curious, you can learn a lot, and it's obviously free. And we have some really like good information and going
Mm.
deep into the profile and the energy type and everything.
Oh
But we just started a new podcast called Hun og Han. En
yeah,
samtale mellom oss og deg. So
that means that you are talking about what subjects?
everything
Life.
live.
Everything live. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
we
you have actually
combine.
two podcasts.
Yeah,
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot of work.
yeah, but now we don't like, we had the human design, but we just saw that we want to have more conversation with so much more than human design. So
Mhm.
we stopped with the human design, and we started this one to be like, okay, we don't want to be inside a box. We really want to like use human design, but use so much more than only human design.
Mm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any last messages for people listening to this? And it can be absolutely anything you think could be of value.
Mm. So many people want to make changes and want to live out their potential and live out their dreams and desires. And I feel, yeah, always believe, believe, have belief, because if you believe something, it can happen. So I would advise people to be really curious of what do you see when you're like are dreaming, and what do you see when you visualize things, what do you see in your what comes to you, because what you see and what comes to you, it's future potentials. And if you see something, it can become a reality. And be brave in your choices, and be brave in your direction, because to be brave, then we can face our fears. And I feel, yeah, it starts with being brave in our
Existence.
in our existence, of course, and in how we show up in the world and how we show up.
Yeah, and I just feel that like there's so much happening in the world, and I know that so many people is like it's hard, and it's so like things happening, and we like as the collective, we also there's so many things that happens inside of us, and it's a lot of light coming through, and through the light we have to like maybe experience the dark even more before we can let it go. So I just feel like, yeah, just never like give up, and know that there's people out there that has gone some steps ahead of you, and you can talk with them, and know that even though sometimes life can look hard, it can always change. And like the more curious I became to life and what I experienced, I just like, wow, okay, this is happening. Why? I'm being like, there's nothing wrong, and we cannot go the wrong way. And even though this can seem a bit irritating to say, because I know sometimes it's like you are exactly where you're supposed to be, but sometimes we just have to go through this, and out like on the next corner you never know what can happen. And when we start to think that it's possible to really bring in a life of joy, and a life with ease, and a life in alignment, we can see that, wow, it can happen, but it starts with us believing that it's possible to happen.
Wow. And I wish this had the visual on, because I loved it while you were speaking, or before even you started speaking. Your eyes were closed, and it felt like you were connecting to
Yeah.
give this message,
Mm.
and it was beautiful. Thank you,
Mhm.
both of you. Thank you so much. It was
Thank you
really
so much.
beautiful to have you here. It felt like we've been speaking for a couple of minutes. It went so
I
fast.
know. Wow, Ada, thank you so much, and everyone listening, thank you. And yeah.
Can't wait to drop it out, to get it out.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay, thank you. Now it's your turn. Let me know what health and abundance subjects you want me to cover in the future. Do that by commenting on the post on Instagram. Thank you for listening, and thank you so much to Torbjørn and Kaja for being here with us today. If you liked it, please leave a review at podchaser.com. Just search for the podcast and write a good review. If you have questions or you want to book a session with me, please do let me know on Instagram or on my website atakomani.no. In the next episode, we'll be talking about the law of attraction. And remember, you are always creating your health and abundance. What do you choose to create today?